I beg, buck me at the Emirates. Buck me at the Emirates, because I'll go. You let me know what game you want to go to.
Yo, people, what we saying?
New intro.
Yeah, new intro, man.
Okay.
Yeah. My friend thought it was funny to add in. This one time I got so rattled by an Arsenal fan that I was like, okay, cool. I go to the Emirates. Let me know when you want to go, and we can go and we can settle this in it. And I haven't heard from man since in it. So
yeah, he probably went to see you, probably saw you, and was like, "Right, my man's 6'12". I'm not on it."
Yeah, maybe in it, maybe, but yeah, that's a little backstory. Those that know in it. Like, obviously, quick admin. Those of you that are inside on YouTube, just make sure you're liking the video. Let's get as many people inside as possible, and make sure you're subscribing not only to me, but you are subscribing to Cal as well over at Team Kopish. It is in the title. I recently got past the 7K mark, so
come on.
Yeah, come on. 8K is the next one, but really and truly, the big one, the big one, we know what it is, 10K. So at that point, I'll be like, yeah, man, a real YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got big goals, and obviously, those of you that are watching on Twitter, just make sure you come on, stop by the YouTube, drop a like, and then go back to watching however you are most comfortable with. So look, Cal, where I want to start quickly, just before we go into like the actual game itself, how good was Ekitike, man? Like, what a debut! Like, honestly, what a debut!
Do you know, I'm going to sound arrogant, I'm not surprised by it, because I saw him at Crystal Palace, and at Crystal Palace, he was excellent as well.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what I like about Ekitike? He's got a lot of pretty footwork and does things really neatly, but when it's time to really get down in the trenches, he does that as well. And I love a player who can do both. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the time you get a player who's very fleet-footed and very silky, but can't really get really gritty when it needs to. And then you got other players who are really gritty, but can't do the finesse stuff when it needs to be done. He seems like a player that can do both. I'm not going to get ahead of myself with it. And I still want Isak. And I know we'll probably speak about that and touch on that in the show. But the reason I still want Isak again, Ekitike is still a bit raw, in the sense that he's had a couple of chances that he did miss. He took both goals he scored so far, he's taken well, but he's also missed some chances as well, which is what I expect from a 22-year-old. But if we're trying to compete for multiple honours, then we also need that Isak as well. Plus, we can't just rely on Ekitike for the whole season. So even though he's had a fantastic start, let's still do what we need to do, and let's help him with his development by bringing in Isak as well.
So I have a different kind of perspective on it. I was watching Ekitike, and I was thinking to like, obviously you want Isak. If you have the opportunity to get Isak, you take Isak, right? Because anyone that has the opportunity to get Isak, they're gonna get Isak. But I was watching it and I was like, you don't really need him. You actually don't really need Isak. I think you need another striker, because when Ekitike came off, you could see, okay, you're missing that focal point up front. So I hear that point, but do you know what? I just feel like even with the quality of Isak, which is like immeasurable, I think it's a bit too close of a profile to what you already have in Ekitike. So my thing is, look, you guys probably still gonna go and get Isak, but if you don't, I would say go and grab like a different profile of striker, just so in games you can kind of mix it up a bit. Because I feel like, you'll probably start with Isak, and then there'll probably be games where Isak starts up top and then Ekitike is on the left. But in the scenarios where Isak starts and you do have to make a substitution because you want to change up the game, when you then bring on Ekitike, nothing's really changing. It's kind of a worse version of what you already had on the pitch. So just from that standpoint, I would say, you know what? You've already got Mo Salah. We all know Mo Salah, he's going to do big numbers this season. Why not just take a punt on like Ekitike being your starting striker and then go and get in someone else that can come on as like a different option to him? That's the way that I viewed it personally.
I hear everything you're saying, and you're not wrong in what you're saying. I would say, though, even though they have similarities to their game, I still think Ekitike and Isak are very different as well. So I do think we would get a differentiation with those two players if we started either one. Jamie will tell you, shout out to Jamie in the chat. Jamie will tell you, bro, I hate the idea of Ekitike playing left wing. I know we might see it. I hate the idea of it because for me, he's a striker. Just leave him to play as a striker and develop as a striker. If we can't get Isak, then I believe we need to go and get two. I think we need two attackers anyway between now and the end of the window. In an ideal world, it's Isak and then a left winger or just a winger. Give me a good winger. If we can't get Isak, then go and grab me two wide players and then would have to use Chiesa as the backup number 9 for Ekitike, in my opinion, because ultimately the end game for us, I do believe, is getting Isak, whether that be the summer, January, or worst case scenario next summer. So with that, we need two forwards. But I understand where you're saying get a difference of profile.
And Cal has left the building. Those of you that regularly watch Cal, you know this happens quite a lot. He'll be back soon. But while he's away, he's back already. But before he comes back in, just remember the code to the FPL Halftime Hawks Super League is there, 1UDVWI. Make sure you're joining and get involved. There is prizes. And welcome back, brother.
Apologies. So yeah, I do think we need two attackers. I'd love one of those to be Isak and someone else. But if we can't get Isak, then we got to still get two wide forwards, in my opinion. Chiesa's got to be the backup. But if he is, then I'm good with Ekitike.
See, do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? All right, cool. Let's talk a bit about the overall game, innit? Yeah, because I feel like this kind of can work its way into it. Yeah. So looking at that game, yeah, it was the first game of the season, you know. So obviously that has its kind of that has its bearings. But watching that game, exactly what I thought would happen based off of what I saw against Crystal Palace happened. Yeah, you guys very susceptible to like transitions. You know, you guys openly, I don't know if it's openly allowing, but at least from my perspective, you guys didn't really care about how many goals you conceded because you was confident in outscoring them. And when you're able to outscore a team like Bournemouth, obviously I have to give them their credit. They are a dangerous team. And you found out how dangerous that they were, especially in the likes of Semenyo. To score 4 goals against them, your issue is not bringing in a striker. That's not your issue. Your issue is solidifying other areas of the pitch. Now, I know you brought in that young centre back.
Leone.
Yeah, good backup, you know, but he's gonna need time to bleed into the league and understand all of that.
Yeah.
Man, I can't lie to you. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm going mad, but off of seeing that game, I think go and grab Guehi. Yeah, Guehi. Go and grab Guehi. Go and grab another 6. I still think you need another 6. Even with Gravenberch coming back, I still think you need another 6 because if Gravenberch doesn't play, you can kind of see how open you are. Because I feel like everyone else is either more about the more technical side of the game, or you have Szoboszlai who's just running all the time. Like he's a runner. He's your runner in midfield. So I think go and get another 6. And then go and grab like a superstar left winger. And then your team is pretty much perfect. Like honestly, I don't know, maybe I'm seeing things wrong, but watching that game, like that's literally your squad is complete. When obviously then maybe in January, you could be like, okay, up until January, let's use Chiesa as like a backup 9. You know, he can do the false 9 thing, and we see how that goes. And then maybe in January we offload Chiesa, and then maybe in January we go and get Isak. But I think you guys would really be missing a beat if you don't go and get the Guehi, if you don't go and get another 6, and if you don't go and get like a Rodrigo, a Leao, or you know what, maybe even a Semenyo. Because you guys saw firsthand how much of a problem that he was. So I don't know, Cal. Maybe I'm going mad, but
Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. But call me insane, innit? You see the analysis you just gave. This is why I'm presenting you with one of these if you want it. Yeah. I know you've rejected me a few times, but the offer's still on the table. If you want one of these hooks, I got you. Yeah, because you know ball. You know ball. It's just that you're wearing the wrong kit, but you know ball. So I'm gonna leave that offer on the table. I'll let that simmer, and when you want to revisit, then you let me know, innit? Hooks, you're preaching to the choir, bro. I've been speaking about the number 6 position for Liverpool Football Club since we had Fabinho at the club.
Yeah.
And when I say this, a lot of people take it the wrong way and think I'm speaking down on Grav or speaking down on McAllister. Not at all. Not at all. The defensive transition is not the fault of a defender. So again, with regards to Mark Guehi, I completely agree. Go and grab Mark Guehi. If Palace want 45 million, it's not my money. Just give them the 45 million or come to a negotiation and sell at 40 mil. But for 40 mil, 45 mil is a steal for Mark Guehi in this current market. So get that sorted, and then you got your 5 centre backs. But Mark Guehi doesn't stop the defensive transitions. He might help because I think even though I think Konate is better, I think he reads the game better than Konate does. But he might help. But the defensive transition starts from the front and the midfield. If teams are running through the midfield, then you can have Maldini and all these other guys that have played it yesteryear. They're still going to get caught out throughout a game. That being said, I don't think we will address centre midfield this summer. I think we'll wait till next summer to do that. And I think Wharton will be the player that we try and go hard for. I rate Wharton, so I'd be over the moon with that. But I do think this season it's going to be a very much when Grav's not playing, and even if Grav is playing sometimes, we are going to see times where teams do carve through our midfield sometimes. It's something I hate, but it's something I've kind of learnt to understand and live with. In regards to the superstar left winger, Rodrigo is my first choice, but I still want Isak as well. Look, my dream end to this window, bro, is Mark Guehi, Alexander Isak, and Rodrigo. If we get those players hooks, you know what I'm on anyway, bro. I'm shameless.
I know. We're not scared around here. We don't.
Yeah. Are you saying it as well?
Whoa. Oh, whoa. Go down there, brother, man. So if I get a Rodrigo and another 10, then I'll be joining you the John Cena. You can't see me. I'll be joining you before.
Obviously, this is your show. I know you got a structure. What's happened with Eze, bro?
You know what? We'll save that for the for the Arsenal segment. We'll save that because I know it's talk of the town.
I can't understand.
Yeah, and I can't either. But hey, look, big up Mike's for the raid. Yeah, love for that. Everyone that came through from Mike's channel, just make sure you're liking and subscribing to me and to Kopish. And let's try to get the likes. Like target is 75. You know, obviously I just went past 7K. The more you like, the more new people that come in, the more chance that I'll get to 10K quicker. And yeah, obviously big up the catch up inside. Just make sure you're going and showing them some love as well. So, do you know, one thing that you said, that I think is so important, for people to understand is when you was talking about the transitions and how it's never the fault of the defenders. The only caveat I will have, is it really doesn't help when Konate is having a poor game. Like, I think Konate had a lot of bozo moments. It really does not help, which I think it makes you think, okay, maybe Guehi. But because you know why? What? Your centre-backs are so important for you this season, more so than any of the last. And that's literally because all Gyokeres and Frimpong care about is bombing. That's all they care about. They don't care about Gyokeres as well. He needs to relax. I know he's excited, but he could have easily been sent off in that game. He was doing some mental challenges. So the defense is very necessary. You know, obviously, like it's hard for me to comment because I'm not a Liverpool fan. Outside of the fact that I think when Ekitike and Wirtz came off, like you could tell that there was a massive drop in like
the fluidity.
Yeah, fluidity dropped, all of that. I do think that it wasn't the greatest of debuts for Wirtz, but I'm not gonna judge him on it because I think that because I know how good of a player he is, I think I expected a lot more. Like I think my expectations were so high, and it's hard for him to meet those expectations in his first game against a Bournemouth team that's always going to be set up really good with Iraola.
But let's call it though, on that hook. Sorry to cut you, bro. Let's call it because of the price tag. That expectation is going to be there every game. So again, I've kind of made peace with it. Like for me, as long as he puts in a good enough performance and we win the game, I'm not going to really crash out because I know. Look, we've done it with Caicedo, we've done it with Enzo. People have done it with Declan Rice.
Yeah.
The moment you get a price tag that's 100 mil or more, before that, people were doing it with Pogba. If you're not getting a GA every game, everyone's going to be like, oh, what did you do? You cost 100 odd million. So I agree with you. It wasn't the greatest of debuts, but I also don't think it was the worst either. So I'm calm with it. And the one thing I will say with the number 10, you might disagree with me, people in the chat might as well. A number 10 is always going to be limited to what they can do depending on who's in front of them. Now, I think Ekitike was brilliant on the day, but because of how Iraola set up, there wasn't really much space in behind for Wirtz playing the penetrating passes. Gakpo likes the ball to feet, so he's not going to run in behind, and Salah likes the ball to feet now as well, so he's not going to run in behind. I think we'll see the best of Florian Wirtz when we're on the transition against teams and he's able to find devastating passes and finishes. But I liked what he did in terms of keeping the possession, recycling the ball. He also does a good job in closing down the opposition as well. He's not as robust and as physical as Szoboszlai, but I think he goes about his work in a more sensible and educated way, in my opinion.
Okay, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree. Like to me, Wirtz, like he was in my FPL. Like this, is how much I believe in the brother. Well, I mean, question mark. Should I actually be believing in a brother that don't play for my team?
I'm gonna get your name on the back of this, bro. What number do you want? What number? Just tell me a number. Just tell me a number. Chat. Tell me a number. What number should Hooks get on the back of his Liverpool shirt? Just tell me.
Anyway, you know what? Yeah, whenever I get my own name on the back, I always get number 4 in it because that 4 is my.
Is that your number? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 in Japan. 4 is my lucky number in it. So
okay.
So whenever I get my own name on the back, I always get number 4.
Say number. I got you.
But you know what? Yeah, just as what Craig Beasley said. Yeah, does the height of your fullbacks concern you? You know, the long balls in the channels, it could be problematic going forward. And I mean, to add on to that, you now have extra expectation on both Van Dijk and Konate to cover those wide areas. So how do you see all of that playing out?
It's a problem on Frimpong's side. I don't think it's necessarily a problem on Gyokeres' side. Gyokeres isn't actually that short. He's very stocky, but he's not actually that short. I think he looked short because in the lineup before the game, he was standing next to Gakpo and I think Virgil maybe, and they're both 6'4". So anyone standing next to them, look, if you're under 6 foot, you're going to look short. I mean, Gyokeres is about 5'10", 5'11". Frimpong's very short. But one thing I do like about Frimpong, he competes for everything in the air. So even though he might lose, he's still going to make it more difficult for someone to collect the ball or to do something with the ball. I think my worry from a defensive standpoint with the wide players is how much we commit to them going forward, because we have to be mindful that they're still human beings in it. So they've got great engines, both of them. They've got great pace. Frimpong, game week 1, Frimpong had to come off because he started to feel his hamstring a little bit.
Yeah,
that suggests to me he's overexerting himself. And if we're doing that in game week 1 and Conor Bradley has his injury issues as well, that means then you're relying on Joe Gomez straight away to come in at right back, which changes the whole game plan, in my opinion. So we have to be mindful of how we use our attackers, and I think we have to pick and choose when they go forward rather than just saying go forward all the time. Because the difference with when we had Trent and Robbo was you had the different formation where Genie would fill in at left back or that half space at left wing back, and Hendo would fill in that half space at right wing back. So Trent and Robbo weren't just bombing up and down. They were staying very high up the pitch, and then when they would have to defend, then would come back as a team. So I think Slot will figure that out, and I think if I'm going to be honest, now is the best time to play Liverpool so far this season because we're still bedding in. There's still going to be teething problems. And this, look, I'm sure we'll speak about the Newcastle and then closer to it, the Arsenal game. Even though I'm confident going into those games, now is the best time to be playing Liverpool because we're still not settled as a unit yet, and we're still going to make mistakes. It's just how are we going to bounce back from those mistakes, and how many mistakes is it going to take for us to get through those teething problems?
Okay, you know what? It's so great that you just said what you said, yeah, because I actually have a question for you, yeah, and I wanna know from a Liverpool fan's perspective, yeah. I've asked Wolfie this question. People won't see it till tomorrow. And I did a stream about it this morning.
Sorry to cut you. What time's that Wolfie shot? Because I've got to watch that.
11:30. I'll be dropping the pre-record.
Cool, yeah,
it's usually alive, but I got some stuff to do tomorrow, so
yeah.
I'm running the Wolfie show and the Kaz show as pre-records. So, and the Kaz one will come out at, I think, 3 o'clock. Yeah. So he will get asked the question as well. Yeah. But it'll be good to know a Liverpool fan's perspective. So, is it mad? Yeah. That, and just a caveat before, yeah, you know me, I don't like controversy. Yeah, I don't like controversy. So, is it mad a Liverpool fan is refereeing the Arsenal game before Arsenal go to Anfield?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was happening. Who is the referee?
Jared Gillett.
Boyhood
Liverpool fan.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. That's terrible.
Like people are telling me already, Hooks is just preloading excuses, and why is Hooks talking about the refs and all of that stuff? Look, this is my.
I don't agree with that. All
right, cool. So this is my stance. Yeah, I don't think it will affect anything in terms of Arsenal's ability to win the game against Leeds. Yeah. But the one thing that I am very concerned about is decisions that could be made in the Leeds game to make the Liverpool game less favorable for Arsenal.
Yeah, so now, as in red cards, for example.
Yeah, red cards. So it obviously nothing could happen. That's still a thing. Nothing could happen. And I'm not saying anything will 100% happen. But I'm saying, as an institution, PGMOL should be avoiding any scenarios where bias could play a part in damaging any team season. Because look, we could, for example, Gabriel could make a challenge that, usually it's a yellow card, but Jared Gillett might just decide, it's a bit dangerous, gonna give you a red. Now we go to Anfield without Gabriel. Yeah. And it's mad. And I know you're saying, hey, it's favorable to play Liverpool at the moment, but it's definitely not favorable to go to Anfield with one of our starters not available.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to know your opinions and as a Liverpool fan, because obviously you could probably give the least biased opinion on it, but it seems like you agree with me.
I 100% agree with you that if I found out that Arsenal fan was refereeing our game against Newcastle, I'd be very, very suspect. I'd be livid. I just call it straight. I'd be livid. And everything you said is right, Hooks. But you know what could happen on the other side? Because he's a Liverpool fan and everyone knows he's a Liverpool fan, he could go the other way and overcompensate and do something that would affect Leeds as well. And again, Leeds are in a team that have just come up. Every point matters to them at the moment until they hit that magic 40. And even then, they might not be safe. Hopefully, they will be, though. And this is why I don't know how we fix the PGMOL. I look at the PGMOL in the sense of, if my car broke down, it's like me asking my kids to fix it. I don't trust them at all, bro. Like the Community Shield, and again, I'm not making any excuses here. Palace won that game fair and square, but Wharton should have been sent off in that game. As a terrible tackle on Frimpong, and he's not even that type of player. Still a bad tackle. Didn't even go to VAR. But the game against Bournemouth, it gets forgotten because we won the game 4-2. But my man played he was playing pat ball.
He was trying, yeah.
But that's mids. That was mids, bro. Like that. That's pat ball what he's playing. Like, and you know what kills it? They gave a free kick the other way. to this day, Hooks, I still don't know what the free kick was given for. God's honest, I don't know. Your game against Man United, bro, arguably a penalty. Some will say yes, some will say no, but it's like there is not a week that goes by without controversy with the PGMOL. Like, it stinks, man, and it's been like this for years. And a lot of people blame VAR, but that's like me crashing my car and blaming my car all the time. Surely you've got to start looking at the driver, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
These are computers being controlled by human beings. It's the human beings' fault. I love the idea of VAR because it's meant to eradicate or limit the amount of mistakes. But when you got people who are incompetent who are doing it, then it's always going to happen. And I'll be honest, I don't know how Arsenal do anything about it. I don't know if anything can be done about it. But if I'm Arteta, I'm going to the PGMOL and saying, can we have this reviewed before the game, please? Because and still, how are you declaring you're a Liverpool fan and still becoming a referee in the Premier League as well? No, Hooks, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to tell you straight. I'm a Liverpool fan, yeah? Die-hard Liverpool fan. Hooks, if Man United are playing Leeds United, in my heart, subconsciously, I want Leeds to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't control that emotion, bro. I'm being so honest, bro. And maybe I'm being too honest. I'm hooked. I'm telling you, if Arsenal are playing Bournemouth, second to last game of the season, and I know if Arsenal drop points in that game, that Liverpool is in their hands to win the league on the last game of the season, try no, bro. I'm looking for any excuse to give outside to Bournemouth. Any excuse, Hooks. If I see a shoulder barge, I'm blowing the whistle, bro.
Yeah.
I'm blowing the whistle. Like, without hesitation, bro. I know for a fact after that day, I won't be able to go to North London. I won't be able to see any Arsenal fans. I may have to leave the country. But you know what? I'm gonna take my chances, bro.
Yeah, and
you're a fan.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I'm an Arsenal fan. Like, if I was a referee and I got to referee a Liverpool game, I don't even care when we play United.
Black Howard Webb, bro. I'd be Black
Howard
Webb.
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
You see me dapping up Slot in the tunnel, bringing out a container of jerk and rice and peas. Like, I wouldn't even hide it, Hooks.
I'll be swapping my shirt with Gyokeres at the end of the game. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like, honestly, like I would ruin anything. Yeah, I'd ruin anything. Do you know what? Yeah, I might not even give you any free kicks. How about that? I might not give you any free kicks at all. Like, and when anyone chats to me, I'll be like, but I didn't think it was a foul.
Yeah.
The VAR will be calling me on the. Oh, I think you need to go to the screen to. Oh, okay, I'll go to the screen. I'll be there. Like,
hey, Hooks, I'll be like this. I'm like, oh, come out of my ear, bro. take the thing out. You just see it dangling down during the game, bro. Like,
yeah, I'll be like, sorry, you're breaking up. I got to focus on the game, and then we can't go back now. It's already my bad, my bad, VAR.
It's gone now.
But like, that's what I mean. I'm trying to get across the point of the human element, and the human element always allows for things to go left. Yeah. So look, before we jump into the next part, I just want to big up, my brother, Hennessy, for becoming a YouTube man. And anyone else that wants to join the crew, join the village, support the channel, the link is pinned to the chat. I appreciate all support. It really does help the channel continue to do the things that we do. Low Hooks is a Barnet fan for PGMOL. You know what? I got one step further.
Ever saw you as a referee, bro? I'm blowing the whistle, bro. I am snitching to everyone, bro.
No, I'll go one step further. I'm a Norwich fan. I'm a Norwich fan. I'm a Norwich fan. And then when they ask me, I was born in Galston. The closest club to me is Norwich. I'm a Norwich fan.
They'd be calling me Kaleshi 6'9" by the time I finish, bro. Snip.
But look, yeah, something that I actually really want to talk about, yeah, and I want to get your thoughts on it, yeah, is you watched the Arsenal game, right? I'm assuming everyone watched it, right?
Most of it, yeah, most of it.
Cool. Was, in your opinion, was Gyokeres really as bad as what everyone's making out, or do you think it's just going a bit overboard?
He weren't great, but he's going overboard. But this happens. This is the age we live in now, Hooks, whereby rivals like to point score rather than just add context and stuff to it. So the first thing we saw after the Liverpool game was 007 on the way for Wirtz. Now we're seeing 007 on the way for Gyokeres. We're seeing 007 on the way for Sesko. It just is what it is. We're seeing with João Pedro, and people are calling Liam the lap dance and all this. Like it's crazy. So I think it was Monty who started that one. So people are calling Gyokeres Yok Lesnar. Like these people are just gonna be creative with it. I still maintain no Hooks. I know Gyokeres is your guy. I still think with the manager you have, Sesko would have been a better fit for Arsenal, and with the way Man United play, Gyokeres would have been a better fit for Man United. However, if you were to get a new manager, I think Gyokeres bangs. I still think he finishes with 15 to 20 goals in the league because he's a good finisher and you will create chances. And I think people are losing sight of the fact that the first game is away at Old Trafford in the season, and Man United are going to be up for it with their new players and that stadium bounce. But again, I think we share the same thoughts on this. Again, the issue isn't the personnel at Arsenal Football Club. It's the person who's sending the personnel out there. But I don't know how things change with Arsenal and Arteta, because you've got so much talent in that team, but for you to be relying on set pieces, which I'm not even downplaying because they're a part of football. Anyone who is scoring goals from set pieces, you still have to give credit to. It's a part of football. But for that to be your main threat when you've got players like Saka on the pitch, Odegaard, Gyokeres, Rice, you're full, like Skelly's very good going forward. You've got an abundance of talent and you're relying on set pieces. Fundamentally, there's something wrong with the coaching, in my opinion. And I don't know how it gets resolved, because I think not last season. What was the season where Saliba got injured? Was it 22-23?
22-23, yeah, 22-23.
That was the season where I was like, raw, Arteta's got these lot playing attractive, but also very good football. I think because of that season, and because of how he saw you guys fall off, he then went and he almost got a hybrid of that between last season and the season of 22-23, where you finished a point behind Man City. That for me was, even though it wasn't as entertaining as the season before, that was your best football, because you're getting results, but you're also putting teams to the sword as well. But last season and so far, again, it's only one game, but even pre-season and this game, he plays with the handbrake on. Shout out to my friend Anthony. He's an Arsenal fan. He always says Arteta plays with the handbrake on.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, just on the Gyokeres thing quickly. Yeah. I think for me, he did everything that I want a striker to do aside from score a goal. He was running the channels. He was getting physical. He was trying to hold up the ball. He was winning duels, but ultimately he just wasn't receiving the service. And I think this can tie into the point that you just made about Arteta, and I guess it can then further tie into the actual overall game that Arsenal had to play against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Now, a lot of people bring up this point about how the way that we played in 22-23 was super expressive, super attacking, and since then we've kind of gone in a completely different direction. Now, what a lot of people don't actually factor in to that analysis is that the season before, we was fairly defensive. So when he first came in, he actually set up defensive. The reason why we won the FA Cup is because he set up defensively.
He played
he was playing 5 at the back. He was playing counter attack. And we won the FA Cup because you could say brilliance from Aubameyang. Now, when it came to 22-23, he brought in a few players, but I would say Gabriel Jesus
Yeah.
and Zinchenko really kind of transformed the way that we played.
Yeah.
Because naturally they've played in a system that he had always wanted to play coming to Arsenal. He just didn't have any personnel that could play that way.
Yeah.
So it's not that we was any more expressive or the handbrake was any more off than it is now. And to a degree, I agree he needs to lift it a tad bit. But something that people miss out is we bottled top 4 the season before.
Yeah.
Nobody respected us, and nobody expected us to play the way that we did.
Facts.
We blew everyone away. So naturally, what happened is, in following seasons, people started respecting us more, which meant people like Jesus, when he played, had less space on the ball. Martinelli had less space. Martinelli went through injury, so he started to decline anyway. Saka got 0 space. Like, everyone forgets people were doubling up, tripling up on Saka. Everyone started playing low block. Like, we arguably face low block more than anybody. We don't just face low block from the smaller teams. Even teams in the big 6 go low block against Arsenal, because people now respect Arsenal as a team in the league. Like, we are one of the strongest teams in the league, so we get that respect. So now what Arteta, so this is where I can now go, cool, that's the pretense, like, and now this is where I can hold Arteta a bit accountable, is teams have started to respect you. So it's now on you to make little tweaks that kind of throw people off again. He didn't really do it so much last season, be it as it may, we had loads of injuries. But this season, it looks like, to me, from what I saw in the Manchester United game, he's trying to make little tweaks. And one of the little tweaks that for one, we're playing quicker. So players are releasing the ball quicker. We're still moving the ball from side to side and all of that stuff, but we're doing it quicker. Whereas before we was a lot slower. I know you saw it, I saw it. We're gonna address it in a minute. Don't worry.
But that better not be your burner account, you know.
It's not my burner account, but we're gonna address it in a minute. And the other thing that he did, is he played Calafiori and Ben White in the same game, who are both overlapping fullbacks, who like to bomb forward. And the fullbacks were pushed higher than what Timber, don't get me wrong, we usually have one side that is more pushed up higher than the other, because naturally one is trying to get involved and overlap, whereas the other inverts. So we kind of go to a 3 at the back. But we had both of them doing that. That's new. I don't remember the last time that we've done that. And that's why we were so susceptible to transition and counterattacks. Now, what Arteta did, if we wasn't losing the ball as much as we did higher up the pitch, then we probably score more goals, and everyone goes, oh, rah, that was a Arteta masterclass. Because we did play different. Like, I think anyone that says we didn't play different is a bit disingenuous. Like, even small things like Erdegaard, he wasn't dropping into the 8 as much as he usually does. He was staying further forward. He was trying to pick up those pockets in between the lines. He rarely does that. Do you know what I mean? So I hear the criticism of Arteta, and look, I've lost faith. I'm very open about this. I've lost faith in Arteta, and he's the one that needs to rebuild the relationship. But I'm also an Arsenal fan that when I see nuances in the game, I can call them out and be like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. And I'm actually happy that you're trying to do other things. And I don't know about your opinion on this, but this is the one thing in the game that annoyed me to no end, is when you brought Madueke on the pitch, why did you take off Gyokeres? Because everything I've seen so far, from how you want to deploy Madueke, he's a creator on the left, who's always going to be looking for the early ball into the box. Why would you bring him on with someone who doesn't like to be in the box? So now you're bringing on Madueke, who he's meant to create from the left, but who is he creating for? Because nobody is there. Well, you should have. Sorry, I nearly went mad. Yeah? We started Martinelli with Gyokeres. So now, don't get me wrong, Saka's usually a creator, but he had a horrible game. Yeah. Martinelli doesn't create from the left because he's right-footed. He doesn't know what to do. Like, there's so many times he gets into scenarios where, like, I was screaming at the TV, just do something. Like, release it. Somebody, anybody, whip it in. Doesn't matter what, you just do something. He doesn't do anything. He does the and then either loses the ball or passes it into an area that now Manchester United, we're fine. You want the ball over there? That's cool. So look, we talk a lot. Yeah, and I know your opinions on Arteta. Your opinions on Arteta are very similar to a lot of people's opinions on Arteta. And I do think that a lot of them are valid, but I just feel like people don't take in or apply the full context of why we looked so good to why now we don't look as good on the eye. Because when you speak to players, like if we just look at the Ola Aina interview last season, where he was like, Arsenal's the hardest team to play against because of how they move the ball. Like, people that are playing the game, they understand how difficult it is to play against us. Yeah. But it's just when we're watching as football fans, we want to see the fancy game. We want to see the end-to-end. We want to see the basketball game. We want to see the step overs. We want to see all of that. You don't usually get that with Arsenal unless a team opens up against us. Manchester United, I don't care what anyone says, they weren't opening up against us. They was literally carving us open on transition. So, yeah, and obviously, before I go and get your opinions on the Arsenal game, there is something that we need to address. Big up ability. And we talk about the thumbnail pick of Callum. Yes, we most definitely can. So basically, I asked Cal, can I have a photo of you in a Liverpool top? And he sent me a photo for an interview. So basically, this is a work interview with Cal until he eventually sent me a photo of him in a Liverpool top. And obviously, big up both you guys. Need more collabs.
It's going to be happening. There are talks behind the scenes. Not just obviously contract talks with him changing club, but also coming on Coppish more as well. So that will be definitely happening. Everything you said is true. And do you know what? The reason I can relate to it is because I remember when Liverpool went from 17-18 to 18-19 and then 19 to 19-20, teams just stopped giving us space in behind. And Salah and Mane and Firmino really had to change their games up and just alter the way they played. Henderson had to alter the way he played. Trent and Robbo had to alter the way they played. But we figured it out. And again, I don't get the notion of Martinelli playing unless you're playing with someone who's like a false nine or a facilitator as a number 9. Because Martinelli's game is effectively trying to get beyond the attacker to score goals. Saka, I think he can do both. I think he can be the facilitator and the creator, and he can also do the outer-in runs to cause havoc for defenders. If you're playing Gyokeres, you have to go with Saka and Madueke. If you're playing Havertz, then you go with Saka and Martinelli, in my opinion. Because Martinelli he's just head down and just runs when he's got the ball. He doesn't create, as you said. And you need a facilitator in the middle if you're going to allow that to happen. But again, I still don't understand. Like, the Eze, I don't get it. And I don't know why you're not in for another left winger. But I don't.
Well, we are. That's the thing, we are. So
is it Rodrigo though? Is it?
It's been said that Arsenal are in the market for another forward. I think Fabrizio said it on a podcast. But the Eze thing, like, for whatever reason, Arsenal have decided that they don't want to activate a deal. Now, I think the reason why they don't want to activate a deal now, well, 2 reasons. I think they want to activate a deal now. One of them is we need to get people out of the squad. Our squad is is bloated at the moment. I think it's a 25 man squad that you're allowed.
Yeah.
And we have about 32 players. Like earlier on in the pre-season, like we had so many players that some players had to train with staff. Like that's how many players that we have. So I think what Arsenal are trying to avoid is a scenario where, okay, if we do activate an Eze, or it could be anybody. I don't think it's just specific to Eze. If we activate a deal for the 10 and the left winger that it was spoke about that we want throughout this window, then we could end up in a scenario where we can't get rid of the players that we have. And now we've got effectively 6-7 man that we can't register and we're just paying them P's for no reason. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think they want to like get the squad down. And then I think once they get the squad down to a reasonable number, I think that's when we will start attacking deals. Now, Eze, now this is specific to Eze. Eze wants Champions League football. He's 27. He's in his prime. He wants to test himself at the highest level of football. Yeah. Now, Tottenham is a good move for him. Arsenal's the better move, but Tottenham is still a very good move for him. And I think what he's done in his head is he's gone, because it's like, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. If Arsenal get a bid accepted and Tottenham get a bid accepted, he goes to Arsenal. Yeah. But he's probably got in his head, I can't actually wait to see if Arsenal actually fix their scenario and then come in for me. And then he's probably thinking, what if they fix their scenario and then they just go and sign someone like Rodrigo? Then I'm still left at Palace. I don't get Champions League football. Tottenham then move on as well. And then it's like my options have narrowed down even more. Like he's kind of on the same path as Zaha.
Zaha with Pepe.
Yeah. So Zaha should have, well, I know he moved to Manchester United, but you could argue he moved there at the wrong time. Yeah. He was a kid, but he should have moved away from Palace much earlier. But obviously it was always hard with him because of price and wages and some say attitude, whatever it was, there was always an issue. Eze doesn't want to run into that same scenario. He wants to play at the top. He wants to prove himself at the top. And he's probably looked at the Tottenham project and gone, cool, I can go places with them, which I think he can. Because I already predicted Tottenham to finish 5th, and that was before the potential signing of Eze. So, look, Tottenham, they have a big stadium, generate a lot of revenue, a lot of eyes on them. They're a growing club. They're a building club. And it's a London team. So there's always that factor in as well. Like Thomas Frank, I've glowing reviews from Thomas Frank, even before he went to Tottenham. I think Thomas Frank was the perfect manager for Tottenham. So yeah, I understand it. And hey, Velve, she came home. She wants to win a Champions League. She's mine now. You have to get over this. Yeah, Taylor, she come home.
Yeah, that did upset me, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you guys need to accept it. It just is what it is. She wants to win Champions League. I completely understand it. So, obviously, time permitting, let's just briefly just to wrap up. Let's wrap up on, because obviously we play
Saturday.
Sorry, we play. Why? Whoa, what's going on in my brain? We play Leeds. There we go. We play Leeds and you play Newcastle. Is that St. James's Park?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay, cool. So let's get some quick predictions for that. Like, what do you think is going to happen in the Arsenal Leeds game? And what do you think is going to happen in the Newcastle Liverpool game?
I think you guys beat Leeds 3-0.
Okay.
And I think we beat Newcastle 3-1.
You think you beat Newcastle 3-1?
Yeah, because I think Newcastle will make it a difficult game. They haven't got that killer instinct up front without Isak, though. So I think we'll concede chances, but I don't think they'll score, and I think we will get chances and we'll score ours.
Okay.
It's going to be a rough game, though. We're going to get punched up.
It's going to be a very, very, very rough game. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna get punched up.
yeah, it's gonna be a very rough game. So me, you're not gonna like me, but I think it's gonna be. I don't know about the specific scoreline, but I think it's gonna be a draw.
Yes.
Now I'm thinking 0-0, 1-1. And I don't say that because I think you're a bad team or anything. I just think, with everything that's gone on, to then go to St. James's Park, the crowd is going to be mental. The atmosphere is going to be mental, absolutely mental. Yeah, and I think that Eddie Howe's going to be like, yeah, let's make this a real physical game.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, let's make it. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a draw, and then in the Arsenal game, I want to give respect to Leeds because I think they deserve it, but I do think that we end up winning 3-4-0. Like at the Emirates, I just feel like we'll blow them away. But hey, you never know; anything can happen. Yeah, I mean, we'll just see where it goes from there. I am still Gyokeres over Isak. You know, I'm not flip flop like a lot of people seem to think I am. So yeah, but yeah, thanks again, Kyle, for another episode. I like talking one-on-one.
It's a pleasure, bro. You come on now.
We need this cow on panels, but I hear it.
I'm a product of my environment, bro.
That one, chestnut. I hear it. Well, look, people, love for coming through. All the people that are watching on Twitter, I did post the link to the YouTube under it. So just go into the comments, come over, like the video before you go about your day. Everyone that's in the chat on YouTube, just make sure you're liking and subscribing. Not only to my channel but to Team Coppish as well. They're doing big things in the space. Got a lot of new stuff coming up as well. And for those of you that want to see the greatest gooner of all time, I will be appearing on their channel a lot more this season. There has been a lot of talks behind the scenes, even in person when we went to the social. So we've been talking about it for a while. It's just about what can we make work and all of that good stuff.
We'll make
I am sending you over to Saeed now, so just slap Hooks raid. Actually, no. Do you know what? We're not gonna do Hooks raid today. What we're gonna do is Losers Explain raid. Yeah, just copy that. Yeah, Losers Explain raid. Make sure you like up his video. Let him know where you come from, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.